Live na ba?
Good evening everyone. Good evening, Chris. Good evening, Zark.
Good evening mga classmates. Okay, so very exciting ang ating episode today. So, as you guys can see, mga classmates, I'm joined by two dashing gentlemen, di ba? And very exciting to know kasi these two gentlemen serves as inspiration for me then as someone who wants to be an entrepreneur in the future. Yung notebook ko naka-ready na because I know ang dami kong mapupulot na learnings from their journey. So, for today's episode na pinagatan na ating 4S. Ano ba yung 4S na yun? Start, Succeed, Scale, and Sustain. So, inspiring stories of homegrown restaurant brands. So, gusto ko lang batiin si Coach Romel and then si Coach Zark kasi this year actually, 2024, they're celebrating their 15 years of their homegrown brands. So, palakpakan naman natin silang dalawa. Yun. Parang walang palakpak. Ako dala po lakpak. Okay. So, hitik na hitik ang ating episode today. So, without further ado, yan na naman tayo sa without further ado. Sisimulan ko na siya kasi alam kong nandyan na ang ating mga early birds ngayon sa ating classroom. Ayan. So, watching na, sabi nga ni Sir Jomar De Leon, di ba? Gandang gabi mga coaches. Magandang gabi, Jomar, sa ating Tuesday habit, di ba? Ayan. Okay, sige. Habang nandito na ang ating mga early birds sa ating Tuesday habit, simulan na natin. So first off, ang aking unang-unang tanong, and I think everyone is very interested to know, can you share the story of how your brands, Zark's Burgers and Buffalo's Wings and Things were founded? What were the inspirations kung bakit natin, why you came up with these brands? Sige, Zark, simulan natin, Coach Zark.
So nung high school pa lang ako, mahilig kami kumain ng parents ko after mag-church. So during that time, hindi ko pa alam gagawin, anong pangarap ko sa buhay. And then one of our favorite na restaurants is yung Cafe Adriatico, Bistro Remedios, kasi I grew up in Malate, sa Malate area talaga. So na-inspired ako nang nalaman ko na isang group lang pala, isang tao lang may-ari ng mga restaurants na yun. So sabi ko, balang araw, gusto kong magkaroon din ng sariling restaurant. So paano ko ginawa? Of course, solo parent si mama. And paano ko ma-achieve yun? Hindi naman. And wala rin masyadong entrepreneur sa family namin. Mostly sa arts, journalism, and sa medicine. So parang wala akong matatanungan. So nagplan ako paano ko ma-achieve yun. So I took up HRM. That time, sikat na sikat HRM sa Philippine Women's University. Nagkataon din malapit lang sa amin. So nilalakad ko lang. So I took up HRM. And then after that, nag-work ako sa restaurant, sa Outback Steakhouse. Before, part pa sila ng Bistro Group. And doon, marami akong natutunan. I started working, 19 years old lang ako that time. So they had this program na absorb nila yung OJT, but at the same time, sinasahudan. So I'm always grateful sa opportunity, of course, na binigay ng Outback at Bistro Group sa akin that time, 19 years old lang, pero ang dami namin nag-apply, pero ewan ko, ba't sa akin sila sumugal. So, very thankful ako sa opportunity na yun. And sa mga nakasama ko, and then eventually, I worked there for 2 years, and nayaya, dati ang daming napapirate dun sa amin para mag-abroad tsaka magbarko. So, naisama ako doon, 21 years old lang ako, para niyaya lang ako. Sabi ko, binata ako that time, bata, nothing to lose. So sabi ko, grab ko na yung opportunity na to. And sumama ako. Of course, thank you kay kanila Mark, kanila Albert, Rica Fort. Sila nagtuloy-tuloy sila, nasa abroad na rin sila ngayon. And sinama nila ako mag-apply. Para saling pusa lang that time na barkada. And then sabi ko, sige, mukhang masaya to. Doon na yung mga barkada ko, aalis sila. So might as well, sama na rin ako sa kanila. And then natanggap ako. So in short, nakaalis ako. Sobrang swerte. And ganda na talaga parang nag-align. 21 years old lang ako. Nakaalis that time. So kung in hindsight, kung titingnan ko, napakaswerte pala talaga ng opportunity na naibigay that time. And then I worked for 2 years sa cruise ship. I worked ako sa cook. Sobrang hirap. 8, 12 hours or more pa per day yung trabaho, walang day off yun. Pero sige lang kasi I enjoy, sabi ko nga, yung pagbabarko is trabaho pambata yan. So batang-bata ko that time, kahit walang tulog, konting tulog lang, okay lang, trabaho pa rin. And then ini-enjoy ko, I traveled, ini-enjoy ko. Tinitingnan ko iba't ibang lugar, mga cultural. And doon ako nakafocus kasi hindi ako masyadong nagbibili ng gadget that time. Hindi naman ako maluho talaga as a person. So iniipon ko yung salary ko. And may sideline pa ako dati doon as an art auctioneer para may extra kita. Pero sinisave ko lahat yon kasi nung nakapag-work ako sa cruise ship, nakita ko na parang hindi ko kaya yung ganitong na tumagal. And at the same time, focus ko talaga, I always set a goal Remember na sabi ko magkaroon ng restaurant someday, so I took up HRM. So ngayon nag-work ako sa cruise ship at para saan ba to? Para makapag-save to put up my own restaurant someday. So iniipon ko talaga yung salary ko. I think 90% of my salary that time, iniipon ko. Hindi ko pa alam kung anong klase ng restaurant. And then fast forward back in 2009, 23 years old ako that time. Sabi ko, sige, susugal ko yung konting naipon ko. Pero before the restaurant, I joined ma-franchise expo sa World Trade. Kasi matagal ako nawala so hindi ko na alam anong uso. Yan yung problem din kapag wala ka sa medyo matagal. Nag-OFW ka, hindi mo na alam, di ba? Yung joke ko nga minsan, kung ano yung forma mong umalis, pagbalik mo, ganun pa rin yung forma mo, iba na yung uso. Di ba? Kaya yung mapapansin mo, isa lang yung madatingan ng mga OFW. Kasi parang stuck sila doon, kung ano yung kasimulan. So in short, I just want to kung ano na nangyari, ano yung trend. So I attended the franchise expo. And then actually kumuha ako ng franchise, a noodle cart franchise. So there's this popular franchise dati. Mamili ka ng dim sum, tapos may noodles, tapos you'll put your own sauce. So inopen ko to sa Divisoria. So sakto months. Ako lang, may 2 tao lang ako. So every day ako pupunta sa Divisoria. And pag Burmans talaga yon, yung jeep doon hanggang Binondo Church lang, lalakarin mo rin hanggang loob. So kabisado ko that time, pasikot-sikot doon sa loob ng Divisoria hanggang Tondo to find a way para mabilis ka makapunta sa 168 Mall. Nandun yung pwesto. And okay naman siya, happy, kumikita naman. Pero after mga January, February, andun yung hunger ko as a chef. No? And sabi ko, hindi. Masaya to, pero gusto ko pa rin yung dream ko to open up my own restaurant. So medyo nakagastos ko na yung konting savings ko that time. So lumapit ako sa mom ko, ma, ba pwede mo konting dagdagan, pautang. Sabi ko kanya, pautang that time. Sabi niya, sige, gawa ko feasibility study. Feasibility study, huli kong ginawa to sa school pa. Diba? Hindi pa sure kung tama yun, di ba? Minsan, just gagawin mo lang to submit, di ba? Ganun. Hindi mo masyadong siniseryoso that time. Or kung ano-anong mga ideas mo that time nung nag-aaral ka, hindi pa makatotohanan. Paano ko gagawin to? Anong klaseng restaurant? And so mahilig ako manood ng dati, ng TV show, yung Man versus Food. Diba? Reservations, ni Bourdain, mga iba-ibang travels. Pero pinaka-favorite ko sa Man versus Food. And every time na sa travels ko sa US space yung cruise ship namin that time, mahilig ako kumain sa mom and pop na mga restaurants Kasi parang mas fun, iba yung ambience niya, di ba? Mas local. Parang wala dito niyan. And come to think of it, no? Sa Southeast Asia o ba sa buong Asia, Philippines yung pinakamalapit sa US, sa Western culture, di ba? Pero bakit walang burger chain? Walang burger chain na nagki-cater, na nag-ooperate on a national scale. Except, of course, mga fast food. Wala yung mga sit-down, mga casual dining. Sabi ko, magandang opportunity to open, and then of course, dahan-dahan, hopefully, mag-grow. And there's an opportunity to scale. And then doon ko ngayon sinimulan yung Zark's Burgers along Taft Avenue. So sobrang liit lang nito. Sobrang liit lang nito that time. I think 15-seater lang. Sobrang liit lang. And then and sa picture sobrang liit lang. And doon ko ngayon pinasok yung pagiging creative ko, yung pagka-chef ko mag-isip kung ano-ano mga toppings pinaglalagay. Tapos yung mga inspiration ko, yung Man versus Food. So we have a burger challenge that time. And sakto din yung timing. I think it's very important din yung timing. No? And that's the advent of social media, Facebook 2009. And I understand paano gamitin yung that time, 23 years old lang ako. So malaking part yun sa nag-drive sa ano namin, kung paano kami umabot, fast forward to 15 years kung nasaan kami ngayon. So yun. So doon nag-start yung Zark's Burgers.
Very inspiring. Ang ganda nung naging journey, di ba? Dun sa being an employee, di ba, na napasama lang, hinila ng mga kamarkada, and having that dream, that vision. Sige, si Coach Romel naman. Coach, can you share with us the journey naman of Buffalo Wings and Things?
Magandang gabi sa ating mga classmates every Tuesday. Ngayon po ay guest lang ako kaya hindi ako ganong nagsasalita. Gayunpaman, gusto kong bigyan ng shoutout sa mga kaibigan nating sila Glenjor Bulanagi, si Mark Ives Chan, no? Good evening, sabi niya to Boss Comy. Si Coach Harold Mauricio Diang, no? Isang araw mag-guest din sa atin yan. Si Oliver Villasorda Tolentino, si Joyce Arevalo, yan, shoutout ka na. Enrique Latorre, si Sean, sabi ni Sean, ang gwapo ni Comy, sabi niya. Si Quincy, magandang gabi classmate. Bong Carino Melocoton, si Coach Melody Isagire, babalik yan dito ang ating Tapa Queen. Si Juan, parang kilala ko to, member din to ng The Resto Coach. Si Sean, of course, ang ating behind the scenes, nag-edit ng ating mga clips. Si Boss Commissioner Chito Hauregi, ayan, bumabati. At si Early Bird, every time. Victor Mempin from the UK, ang aking kapatid, si Panji, magandang gabi sa iyo, at sa mga bayani sa BPO industry. Simon Tess, ang ating regular classmate, si Paul Libiran, si Coach Jomer De Leon, sabi nga kanina si Prince Joy Dison, magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Ngayon, ang aking kwento naman po ay nagsimula sa pansitan. Ayan. Talagang literal na natutulog ako sa pansitan dahil ang lolo ko po ay first generation migrant, no? And I always tell the story from etong starting point na to, no? Malayo ang pinagsimulan, 1950s, lolo ko tumawid ng China papunta rito, hindi marunong magtagalog, ang alam lang niya magluto, no? But you know, he is an inspiring, siguro siya yung talagang inspirasyon ko sa pagiging entrepreneur. Kasi kung iisipin ko any challenges that I face, iniisip ko siya nga, iniwan yung pamilya sa China, pumunta sa Pilipinas, no? Magaling lang talaga siya manligaw, kaya yung lola ko matangkad na, maganda pa. So, nalahian kami ng medyo matatangkad. Ang lolo ko mga 5'4" lang yun eh. No? So, anyways, to fast forward nga, sabi nga kanina, no? To fast forward, from that initial exposure to the business, no? It was a successful business na-ingrain sa isip ko yung power ng negosyo. No? Kasi siya from nothing to a lot of things, no? Nakapagpundar hanggang ngayon, pinakikinabangan ng mga kamag-anak yung naipundar sa pagninegosyo. No? And sabi ko nga, nung 2000, I think 1992 to be exact, no? I was taking up journalism, no? Sa pamantasan ng Pilipinas, at parang naisipan ko na mas productive yung oras ko pag magtrabaho ako sa fast food. No? Kasi kailangan din magtrabaho. Kailangan makapag-ano ng baon, makatulong din sa, makabawas nung sa ginagastos sa eskwelahan. No? And then doon na siguro na rekindle, no? Rekindle yung aking interest sa restaurant industry muna. No? So for a long time, since 1992 to siguro as late as 2015, no? Which is may kikwento ko yung overlapping ng mga petsa. Sa restaurant industry talaga ako. No, and from service crew to shift manager to from Jollibee to Shakey's to Outback Steakhouse, no, balik-balik din ako sa mga iba't ibang kumpanya na pinagtrabaho ko, which I'm very thankful for yung mga tiwalaan ng mga owners kasi nakakabalik ako sa mga pinanggagalingan kong kumpanya. So the journey was about mga 30 plus years, no? 1992, 27 years to 2009, no. And before that, nagnegosyo rin ako, no. Nagtry ako magnegosyo and nag-fail ako, no. Importanteng bahagi ng kwento 'yon, eh, na nag-catering ako, kasama yung mga kaibigan ko, si Norman, si Joel, si Chef Joel, no. Nag-fail ako, eh, no. So, but you know, it kind of discouraged me to be an entrepreneur. Bumalik ako sa comfort zone ko, nagtrabaho ulit ako. Siguro mga 2 to 3 years ko rin ginawa yan. But in 2009, no, I'm blessed to have friends who encourage me, no. Kung si Zark nayayang magbarko, ako nayaya akong magnegosyo ulit, no. And I'd like to, of course, malaking shout out kay Ed De Los Reyes, no, at saka si Chef Sunny Ong, no, and kaibigan namin si Casey, no. Aming kaibigan from the US, ano, yung influential people around me who encouraged me to do business again, no. Pinilit ako talaga, no, literally. So, lahat ng mga ipon ko, tinaya ko ulit, and 2009, nagbukas kami nung kauna-unahang Buffalo Wings and Things sa Home Depot, no. It started not, you know, without a vision of many stores, but just one store that we can, you know, we can express our, more than anything else, our principles and beliefs, no. Yung paniniwala namin kung paano dapat ang isang restaurant, di ba? Iba-iba kami ng pinanggalingan ng American casual dining restaurant. So, naturally, ang nakita naming gap at that time, believe it or not, sa mga tao ngayon, parang unimaginable na walang mga wings concept, di ba? So, katutak na ngayon, eh. Pero nung 2009, dalawa pa lang kami na wings concept. And yung sa amin, ang differentiator that we parang decided to have was we will be the most authentic, no? Yung most authentic, but more importantly, it's an affordable version of, you know, the American casual dining buffalo wings, no? Na kasi yung frustration mo is that, you know, we work in concepts that are medyo mahal yung presyo, no? So medyo hindi ganun ka-affordable for the masses. Sabi namin, gaya nung binabanggit ni Sir kanina, no, something, yung vision mo is na sana lahat ng tao ma-experience tong naranasan namin sa buhay. Nakarating kami sa ibang bansa, particularly sa Amerika, nakatikim kami ng mga ganitong pagkain, nag-serve kami ng ganitong pagkain. But this time, no, we'll sell it at an affordable price so that every Filipino will be able to enjoy, Filipino families will be able to enjoy authentic American comfort food at casual dining setting, no? Yun yung commonality ng Zark sa ng Buffalo, no? And coincidence na 2009 din kami nagsimula, March of 2009. So it started as a dinner-only concept because Sunny and I had day jobs, and si Ed was the one doing the yung back office support like logistics, no, supply chain. Siya yan, maski nung araw pa, no. So and then darating kami ni Sunny alas 5, no, punta kami sa mini stop, bibili kami ng prepaid, load namin yung cellphone, tapos mag-text kami sa mga kaibigan, magyaya kami, no. And we were blessed na, you know, after 2 months of operating, nakapag, you know, naging kilala naman yung Buffalo Wings and Things sa Ortigas Home Depot. And eventually, we were invited by developers to expand, no. So, ayun yung concise version of the story, but I think the highlight is yung itch, no, yung pangangati para maging entrepreneur, because ang restaurant industry kasi kung susuriin mo, pag empleyado ka sa restaurant industry, wala naman yan kasing laking retirement pay ng mga multinational companies, no? Or yung mga bangko or ibang industries. So, ang graduation talaga, in my own personal opinion, should be, you know, a transitioning from an restaurant employee, restaurant manager, restaurant leader to becoming a resto negosyante.
Yan. It's very inspiring, di ba? From the humble beginnings. And now, I don't think meron tayong mapupuntahang mga malls, all the major malls, nakikita natin ng Zark's Burger at Buffalo Wings and Things. And to think, di ba, yung ganun lang yung umpisa nila, from nayaya magbarko, nahilang magbarko, from a failed catering business, di ba, to something na who is celebrating, or the brands are celebrating their 15 years now. Sige, shoutout tayo sa ating mga friends who are...
Tulungan kita, Chris. Tulungan kita. Batiin natin si Chef Mawing. No? Chef Mawing Samson. No? Kilala natin yan, bro. Si Chef. No? Oscar Fandino. Shout out. Heart. Si Six. Naku, kilala ko rin to. Si Felix. No? Six the North Star. Shout out to Oscar Fandino. Sabi niya. Mike, ito ka-basketball natin, bro. Si Mike Resurrection. No? Congratulations. No? Si Carl, talagang namamayagpag ang kahusayan sa University of the Philippines. Congrats, Carl. Si Dan Tanchoco, kabasketball at supplier din natin ng mga quality meats. Kenji Mejia, magandang gabi sa'yo. Ayan. Pa-shoutout Brian Alarcon. So, pa-shoutout sa single and cute. Yan, meron pa silang ano dyan. Good evening po from Sark's head office. Nag-go overtime. Ayun, nag-go overtime daw bro with Ma'am Julie P. Julie S. Dan
Pinag-overtime.
and Abby. Ayan. Salamat. Ikaw naman ang aking favorite commissioner, Commissioner Chito Oregi. Si PJ, Jacob Veloso, si Julie Ann. Ayan, nanonood siya. At si Roseanne De Leon, pinatag niya si Claude Abraham Articona, si Jordan Uy at si April C. Ako, makakilala natin yan bro, mga kasama natin dati yan, di ba? Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Sige Chris, go ahead.
Pagpapatuloy ng ating mga pang Miss Universe questions. Pero Mr. Universe questions to for tonight. So, nakita na natin yung origin story. Kung superhero yan, di ba? Nagkaroon ng origin story. But what do you think are the key factors that attributed to the success of the brands? Ang Buffalo Wings and Things and Zark's Burgers. And what do you think made it successful in the highly competitive restaurant industry? Sige, si Coach Z muna kung tawagin. Coach,
I think very important nung sa simula, very important yung market fit. Kung meron na kailangan ng product mo, regardless of any industry, I think. And so, nagkataon na there's a gap nung time na yon 2009, and advent nga ng social media, kaya tinangkilik kami. First 4 or 5 months lang yung ROI kagad. So nagulat ako. So the question there is kung paano ma-sustain, di ba? Paano ngayon paano lumaki, di ba? Paano natin So ako gumagawa lahat noon eh. I'm sure yung mga dami nakaabot sa akin dati, ako yung nagmamasa ng patty doon sa harap nila, nagluluto. 3 lang kami noon. So si Job, si Soko, isang kaibigan ko rin, and ako. And then nung nag-expand kami sa BF, sa Katipunan, ako na rin yun. Ako na rin nagde-deliver ng patty papunta doon. So I bought, imbes na bumili ako kung ano-anong bagay. So I invest na magandang kotse, nag-invest ako sa pick-up kasi gagamit ko pan-deliver. So ako rin ako in short nag-ooperate hanggat umabot sa 5 stores kasama ng Eastwood and SM North EDSA. So ako lahat, ako HR, ako nag-interview, ako nagmo-marketing, ako nagpo-post sa Facebook namin. Kasi wala, nag-enjoy akong gawin yun. Now, sabi ko, if I want this to scale talaga, alam ko sa sarili ko hindi ko kaya. I'm not an expert ganun eh. Hindi ko na alam paano ano yung right system eh. So dumating yung inflection point sa business kung paano gagawin ko ngayon dito. I'm not an expert. Marunong lang ako mag-flip ng hamburger that time. Hindi nga ako marunong mag-manage yung mga, di ba? Yung textbook, by the book ba? So, ginawa ko, I'm not afraid to ask for help. So, isa yun sa number 1 na ginawa ko. So, nilapitan ko yung mga dating kasamahan. So, of course, yun lang naman din network ko eh. Yung mga nagbabarko kong kaibigan. Yung pa rin sila sa barko. Lumapit ako sa dating mga kasamahan ko sa work. So, isa dito, of course, si Sir Dan, and then si Ma'am M. They recommended si Ma'am M. She's a manager ko dati that time sa Outback. And I explained, ito yung vision, ito yung goal. So, I'm very thankful na naniwala siya doon. No? Naniwala siya sa akin that time. Ang tagal niya na sa Outback, I think 15 years or more na, para mag-risk siya, lumipat sa ano pa lang, paano, dahan-dahan na nag-grow na company. So, isa yon. And pangalawa, of course, we get also mentors. Very important to always listen to surround yourself ng mas taong mas magagaling. Isa yun sa principle ko eh. Hindi ako lagi yung nagmamagaling. I always I really enjoy being surrounded ng mas magagaling na tao. Kasi mas natututo ako, mas na-challenge ako, mas na-inspire ako actually just listening to sa iba-ibang mga stories. So isa yun, aside from Ma'am M, there's Julio, isa sa business dev namin. And then of course, si Sir Romel, malaking factor during yung very important stage ng growth namin, daan-daan lumalaki. Si Sir Romel helped us really to, kasi mas siya eh, mas veteran ba, mas maraming pinagdaanan. Yung structure how to yung system, no, how to run this multiple branches na mas in a way, mas gawing corporate ng konti, pero of course we don't want parang corporate that way pa. So in short, he guided us kung paano kung ano yung mga kailangan namin gawin. So yun, I think that's very important na yung sa history ng Zarks, kung paano namin naitawid yun. Yung 5 to 9 stores and up to now 60 plus stores, almost 70 we're gonna finish this year. Very important na we ask help sa mas expert sa kanya-kanyang fields. There's marketing, there's HR. Of course, si Six, no? Si Six, I think 6, 7 stores din. Hanggang ngayon, nasa amin pa rin siya. And then, listen to mentors, listen to your team and customers. I think that's also very important. Na always listen sa team natin and the customers. Kasi sila yung mas nakaka-experience. Kasi yung problem sometimes sa growth, minsan baka ma-blindside tayo. Diba? Hindi tama itong ginagawa namin, mas magaling kami. I think that's a problem nung iba. So that's why very important as you grow, minsan ba may nakakalimutan tayo, always important to listen to your team and to your customers. So, ayun. Yun natin.
Ang ganda ng sagot ni Coach. Learning from other people, kung tawagin nga natin. And medyo nadulas doon si Coach Zia na mas veteran ka daw, Coach Rom. So,
Ang mas madaling salita ay mas matanda.
Veteran, pinaganda ko na nga.
Aski sa basketball, yan ang role ko eh. Anyway, sa akin, yung parang madaling isulat sa notebook, i-summarize natin. I always subscribe to yung people, brand, business, no? Yung framework na yan. So, I begin always with siguro kung babalikan mo in hindsight, yung working with the right people, the right partners, no? And when you say right people, it's yung two things na hina-highlight ko sa mga, kasi may tanong dito pa, paano yung mga advice. I think ito yung isa sa pinaka-importante, no? Yung recognition that you work with people where we have aligned values. Kailangan pareho kayo ng values, no? Particularly yung mga relevant values sa pagre-restaurant, agreement about quality, no? Ano ang ibig sabihin ng quality standards, no? Moral standards, meron din yan, integrity, honesty, fairness, no? So right people, right partner, and kanina napag-usapan yung yung when you talk about aligned values, 'di ba? Yun yung magiging yun yung magiging basis mo for decision making. So alignment is a prerequisite. And secondly, when you talk about the right partners, hindi ba pwedeng redundant kayo eh. No, hindi ba pwedeng pare-pareho kayo ng alam kasi magsasapawang kayo, magkakaroon kayo ng disagreement. Dapat malinaw agad yung roles, no, sa simula pa lang. And when you form the team, dapat merong hindi lahat superstar, no. Alam, may role players, may mga go-to players, go-through players, no, parang sa sports din. I think yung background ko rin sa sports nakatulong sa akin in regards to the concept of teamwork. So yun yung sa people, no. And then when you talk about the brand yan, medyo yan eh, no? You need to do research, you need to, sabi nga ni Zark, I totally subscribe to that, no? Learn from other people's experiences, get mentors, talk to people who are more knowledgeable than you, consult the market, kung sino yung, kasi kami, nung nagsimula kami, 09, na ako noon eh, medyo may edad na rin ako, no? Hindi ako yung market ng brand namin, so, you have to talk to younger people, you have to consult your target market, no? And you have to be humble enough to, I totally agree with that. You have to be humble enough to acknowledge na hindi mo alam lahat. Kasi that's the start of your failure. Pagka ang feeling mo alam mo lahat, no? And you do trial and errors sa market. So, build and develop the right brand, no? When you talk about the right brand, sa akin meron akong parating, i-reiterate, no? Yung signature dish or signature dishes, signature experience, no? Fun casual, fast casual, ano yung differentiator ng brand mo, like makita mo yung Zarks, yung Buffaloes, meron silang pagkakapareho, meron silang pagkakaiba, no? Parehong American pero iba yung atake din ng bawat brand. And then lastly, no, tatawid tayo dun sa pangatlo, no, yung business. You should have I think you have to be honest enough to analyze, and you can consult financial experts, no. Do you have a profitable, no, scalable and sustainable business model? Kasi yun yung yun yung magiging reconciliation ng vision mo at saka yung results, no? Hindi pa pwedeng, pwede mong simulan, pero you will eventually realize, and I'm sure yung mga ibang resto negosyantes nakikinig, ano pa lang, isang buwan pa lang, malalaman mo na, magre-reconcile na yan naturally eh. Unless marami ka talagang pera, hindi mo binibilang, no? But makikita mo, no, yung pattern, no? Yung ano yung food cost mo, ano yung labor cost mo, based doon sa business model na itinayo mo. Kasi very important to do some pencil pushing, not some, no, but a lot of pencil pushing, theoreticals bago mo i-launch. Kesa yung nag-trial and error ka, saka ka nalugi, no, mawawalan ka ng resources. So I think yun yung mga bagay na contributed to the success of and don't get me wrong, there were ups and downs. In fact, ito trivia lang, yung pangatlong tindahan ng Buffalo nagsara yan eh, kasi hindi namin naintindihan yung concept namin. No, akala namin inuman kami, and then eventually people gave us feedback that they like our food more than the drink, so more than drinking in our place. So we pivoted, no, and decided to go into malls and other places where the brand would be more exposed.
Yun. Ang laman, 'di ba, ng mga answers ng ating two entrepreneurs. And grabe, tinitignan ko lahat ng mga comments natin doon sa ating chat box kung tawagin. At lahat talaga sila ay, actually, this is one of the most engaging episodes that we've ever had. So, of course, mag-shout out din tayo ulit. Si Glenn Jor Bulanghagi.
Nahagi, yeah. Si
Yan,
Glenn Bulanhagi, kasama rin namin dati yan nung nasa Team Zarks din yan. Ano? Si Jacqueline Benaventura, happy 15 years, sabi niya. Si Lance Luis Spearheader Caviteño, no, ang may-ari ng Lance Smash Burgers. Sabi niya, sana ganyan din mabot ng aking startup burger joint. Si Jaworski Garcia, no, alam mo na kung kanino ipinangalan to. No? Malamang number 7 to. Si JP San Juan, magandang gabi sa'yo. Si Architect Michael De Guzman, si Erwin Lancero, si Paul Legaspi, no, magandang gabi sa'yo. Si MM Guardino, sino ba ito? MM Guardino, kilala mo ba ito, Master?
Parang familiar na nga eh, parang familiar.
Fresh from the mall tour ng 15 pesos sa Burger. Congrats to you, to both of you. Congratulations din, you're a big part of kinikwento nga ni Master na a big part of the success ng 15 years. So kanina binasa nga natin yung tanong ni Sai, no? Can you advise po sa mga aspiring resto negosyantes? What are the first few challenges you face and how did you navigate them? I think we will cover that later on sa mga questions si Miss Chris, no? Si Charles Rico nandito rin, Charles Rico Lacanilao, no? At si Gretchen Operanya, si MJ Regondola, magandang gabi sa iyo. Jericho Sagid, Tony Tabones, si Clark Cruz, magandang gabi sa iyo. Yeah, meron din siyang tanong, from your experience, what are the 5, para mga pang Mr. Universe talaga to, what are the 5 main things that you need to prioritize as a homegrown brand and why? May NY pa, bigat yun. Eto, kilala natin to, si Cristel Cuenta. Ayan, shout out din kay si Cristel. Saka kay Jeffrey Andrada. Sige, Chris, go ahead.
Timing actually yung mga tanong din nung mga nandito sa chat box. Kasi ang next question is, what were some of the biggest challenges you faced in the early stages of your business and how did you overcome them?
I
Yes,
think yung mga biggest challenge talaga, yung transition na as I mentioned earlier, yung pag-transition na to 5 stores, yung sunod-sunod na mag-open. Yung nag-commit na talaga ako mag-SM North EDSA. Actually, trivia lang din, before pa kami mag-expand sa BF Homes and Katipunan, lumapit na yung SM. Siguro, magaling yung nag-research sa kanila ng mga up-and-coming brands. In fairness to SM, no? Kaya ang gaganda rin mga brands na pumapasok sa kanila. Lumapit sila. So, kabado ko that time, mga SM, no? Mga hirap naman yan. Then I opened BF, and Katipunan. Medyo foodie area pa that time, no? Yung ambition ko noon eh. Di ba? Dito lang sa foodie area, masyadong mainstream yan. Pag nag-mall, baduy na yan, parang gano'n. Pero eventually, sabi ko, hindi, sayang kung pipigilan ko yung growth ng Zarks. So, iniswood ko muna para medyo mall, pero parang offices. And then, sabi ko, bumalik uli yung SM. And they offered us a third floor space sa SM North EDSA. Sabi ko, sige, susugal na ako dito. Pero once na sumugal dito, no going back na, tuloy-tuloy na. So that's the time ngayon, nag-roll na yung mga sabi ko, oops, I talked to my partner sa commissary o before natin i-open to, mag-commit. Of course, hindi muna ako nag-sign up ng mga stores na without na hindi ko na ayoko naman mapapahiya. So I set up the commissary, I talked to an expert and a partner to help si Manny, help me hanggang ngayon, a very good friend of mine. He helped me set up the commissary. Then doon na ngayon pumasok. So si Ma'am M, si Julio, si Six, di ba? And then si Sir Romel. And then sunod-sunod na yung mga, in short, mga expert sa mga fields nila na nagko-complement sa mga skill set, sa skills ko rin, kung ano yung strength ko. So in short, we complement each other and then naniwala sila sa vision. And then that's the time na dahan-dahan kami nag-grow. And then tuloy-tuloy na. Mostly prime SMO, sa Ayala Robinsons. Yun, tuloy-tuloy na yung growth na yun. I think that's the biggest problem eh. Well, aside from that, tuloy-tuloy talaga yung growth namin. Yan naman yung very thankful ako sa customers namin kung saan kami umabot hanggang ngayon. I think one of the biggest problem, of course, not only sa amin, of course, para sa lahat naman nung pandemic. So nung pandemic, sobrang hirap, that time. Pero of course, nag-stop kami noon. And kung paano gagawin ko ngayon sa mga staff, sa mga customers, and sa business as a whole. And then at the end of the day, nandun na tayo sa stage yung entrepreneurship is not just about making money. We have a moral obligation sa team natin. Ang dami umaasa, ilang families umaasa. Sa customers, di ba? Sa mga partners, sa team members. Now, we really have to survive. It's parang 10, 12 years, di ba? They help the brand grow. It's time to give back, as much as we can to support them. Para maitawid natin. I think that's the biggest problem. And very swerte ako sa team ko kasi nagtulungan kami paano natin maitatawid hanggat na walang, as much as possible, walang matatanggalan ng trabaho. So that's the time we pivot sa iba't ibang mga strategies. So we opened Race Hot Chicken, we opened other businesses, we opened in hamburgers in La Union, in other yung mga resorts tayo in-open, and nag-pivot tayo sa delivery. In short, para yung goal natin is wala lang matanggalan ng trabaho. And very, very thankful na nag-succeed yung strategy namin na yun. And in fact, nag-open pa kami ng more stores na Zark's Burgers during the pandemic. Kasi naniwala yung team and the market. Dun ngayon lumabas yung mga tinaya namin before the pandemic. Yung lagi binabanggit sa natutunan ko kay Sir Romel, yung invest in brand, invest in stores, invest in people, and invest in self. Yung mga tinayaan namin, mga invest na yung dati, di ba? Dati hindi natin maintindihan, but marami din nakakaintindi. Ba't kayo may basketball team? Ba't kayo may fun run? Ba't kayo may music fest? So in short, nagbunga yung mga investment namin na yun. Naalala kami ng mga customers during the pandemic. And then in return, yung mga inopen namin ng mga other businesses, nakuha din natin, sinuportahan din nila. And in return din, yung invest natin sa people natin throughout the years, andun ngayon yung loyalty nila. Naniwala sila kasi kung tutusin, parang dagdag trabaho, di ba? Dagdag trabaho, additional brand na naman to, dagdag trabaho na naman to. Pero yung buy-in ng team, we're doing this not for ourselves, but we are only isa lang tayo sa pieces nito ng buong team. So naniwala sila. And then eventually, we opened more stores. Wala kaming sinaradong store during the pandemic. And then in fact, we transferred pa to a bigger office. Mas dumami pa yung staff namin. And then now we're growing and we're bigger. We're bigger than ever, of course. Ayun, sa binanggit ko kanina, yung isa sa pinaka-importante na natutunan namin kay Sir Romel, invest in brand, invest in people, invest in store, and invest in itself.
Ayun, ang ganda nung turnaround kasi from the biggest challenges and how you were able to turn around and make those challenges an opportunity, di ba? It's an opportunity for growth. Sige, Coach Rom, ikaw naman, ano yung mga biggest challenges for Buffalo's Wings and Things?
I'll always begin to answer this often asked question by by pointing out to the perspective of sa sarili ko muna. myself, no? Ano yung mga pinagdaanan kong challenges dun sa journey? Kasi naniniwala ako that a team, an organization can only grow as, as big as its leader, no? Can grow as fast as its leader wants to grow, and it all falls and rises and falls with the leadership, no? So, yung personal journey ko as a leader, maraming ups and downs, no? So you talk about external factors na banggit ni Zark about pandemics, no, crisis, no. May mga pagkakataon like sa segment namin yung hyper competition, di ba? Everyone's doing only this, only that, no. And aside from that, yung barrier for copying sa Pilipinas kasi manipis eh. So kayang, everyone will try to do what you're doing. So the biggest challenge and up to now is to strengthen your identity, no? Not only as a leader, but more importantly sa brand, no? Ganun pa rin yung format, no? Yung people brand business. Just to establish and strengthen and stick, no? And be faithful to your DNA, no? Yung DNA ng brand mo. It includes yung values ng brand.
Hello?
Okay, I think
Nawala.
medyo si Coach Rom sa kanyang
Sige.
okay. Sige. Habang nagko-commercial tayo, tignan ko muna ang ating chat box at dahil medyo nandito talaga ang mga fans mo, Coach Z, di ba? I-shoutout muna natin sila habang hinihintay natin si Coach Rom. Here with us din si Miss Luz Soriano, di ba? Si Christian Dan Rojas. Hindi ko na babasahin to, is daw. And si Bong Villanueva, good evening din. And of course, si Clark Cruz nandito, si Miss Cristel, si MJ Regondola, of course, nandito. Si Oscar, di
Si
ba?
Brian. Shoutout kay Brian daw.
And
Hindi, sige.
then, of course, watching with us, si Miss Hannabel Donson, and then si Charlene Sarmiento from Buffalo Swings and Things. Nakakatuwa at nakakataba ng puso na full support talaga yung mga people who are part of your journey. Nandito na ngayon. Yan. Coach Z, my kids love to raise chicken sa BF Hopes. Bakit nawala?
Nasa
Yan.
SMBF na po. Nasa
At
SMBF. Nandun pa rin. Lumipat lang. Sa mas magandang location.
from Coach Harold, congratulations, BWNT and Zarks. Yan. Okay.
Siguro habang inantay natin si Sir Romel, I think we can answer yung may question dito. Saan ba yun? Hindi ko lang ma-scroll. Please, if you can help.
Clark Cruz, from your experience, what are the 5 main things that you need to prioritize as a homegrown brand and why? Ano ba yung 5 yun, Coach Z?
Siguro hindi ko na lang bibilangin. Siguro yung mga mga top of mind lang. Of course, as a homegrown brand, you have to to separate or you find your advantage, your niche, 'di ba? Doon sa kung mayroon kang inspiration na foreign brand na 'yon, isa 'yon. And pangalawa is you adapt that taste to Filipino palate. Mina natin Kaya I think yan yung to be honest, hindi ko masasabi na we are the best burgers, no? Kasi iba-iba tayong panlasa. Pero I guess we inadapt namin yung majority ng palate ng Filipino. Diba? Kaya mas kami out of all the burger joints na nag-try, I'm very proud to say na kami lang yung nag-scale ng 60 plus stores nationwide. It could be the price, it could be nag-adapt. Pero I really believe na I think yun ang common denominator ng lahat Jollibee, di ba? And bakit mas marami dyan mga food na bakit iba? Bakit nagsiscale? And I think isa yon, you have to adapt, listen to the customers kasi iba tayo nung listen to the si Sir Romel, yung sa palette nga. And pangatlo, you have to prioritize yung of course, not only as a homegrown brand, as a kahit foreign any business, you have to prioritize. You set up the system, and to very clear kung ano kung sino yung target market mo. And pangalawa, and of course, isa sa very important then, if you prioritize, you have to hire the right persons. Of course, especially if you really want to scale. Kasi hindi ka naman 24 hours nandyan sa trabaho mo eh. So it's very important din to hire the right person. So in short, balik lang din tayo doon. No? Listen to your customers, hire the right persons, and very clear kung ano yung brand mo. So, sarap
Yun.
Mhm.
Ang ganda ng sagot ni Coach Z. So, si Coach Rom is back. So, Coach Rom, aside from continuing your answer doon sa biggest challenges, dugtungan natin, Coach Rom, kung ano daw ba yung 5 things that you prioritize as a homegrown brand.
Well, to continue dun sa kanina, hindi ko alam saan ako naputol, no? Shout out po sa Sky Cable, sa Sky Internet. Bihira namang mag-out yan, no? In fairness, pero ngayon parang nataon lang. Siguro ano rin, overloaded kasi nag-work din yung aking wife sa kabilang room. No? But anyways, to continue on dun sa challenge, I think yung tip ko lang doon is to stay faithful to your DNA, stay faithful to your brand, and more importantly, no? Stick to your values, no? Para alam mo yung value na i-deliver mo sa market. Don't panic, don't do knee-jerk. Wag kang yung trend, marami na kaming, siguro pag matandang brand ka na rin, no? 15 years malalaman mo yung mga trends, dumadaan yan, no? Wag kang magkakaroon ng temptation na just look at the sustainability of each trend that passes and tingnan mo kung ano yung alignment nun sa values ng brand mo. So, dumaan yung pandemic, no? Siguro isa sa mga gusto kong i-highlight yung parang dadagdagan ko, no? Palalo ko pang strengthen yung binanggit ni Zark kanina, no? Ni brother na if you always genuinely take care of your people, they will take care of the brand, the business, and its people. Its people meaning yung lahat ng stakeholders. No? So stay faithful to that. No? Yung pag-aalaga sa tao, stakeholders, no? Yung balance, shareholders, customers, lessors, lahat yan, community yan. Build relationships, no? Hindi transactional. Never fall into the trap of being transactional. So always look at the long term. I think yun yung magandang segue papunta ron sa 5 things na sinasabi, no? I don't know kung abot ako sa 5, pero ang pinaka-essence ng gusto kong banggitin na yung elevate natin yung standard natin bilang mga Pilipino. Lalo ngayon, no? Yung konteksto natin is that we're seen in the internet. A lot of people abroad know our brands, not just a lot of tourists here, a lot of international people have exposure to our brands. We attend conferences, we interact globally. Ayun siguro yung mas malalim na advokasya na ipakita natin kung gaano kahusay yung Pilipino. How professional we are, how we can elevate the standards, no? And I totally agree with all the points that Zark made earlier, but dadagdagan ko lang, no? Yung pride natin bilang Pilipino that we can actually compete worldwide, we can compete globally, and we have the best people, no? Gone are the days, I'll be the first one to admit, no, yung level ng hospitality and service dito sa Pilipinas talagang nag-decline. So it's another mission that excites me, no? How do we bring it back? How do we compete again in the restaurant industry? I've been to Japan, to Korea, and they've really improved. Kanina pinag-usapan natin yung Thailand, no? And how yung English speaking na advantage ng Pilipino is not enough, no? Yung puso natin sa industriya dapat ibalik. So those are the things that I'd like to highlight. If you really want to, if you're sincere in making your homegrown brand something that will compete globally, yung pag-elevate ng standards, no, pagsiset ng matataas na standard and the discipline, no, the discipline required to execute based on these standards, no. Kanina nabanggit na pag-usapan yung putting in systems and standards, magkakambal yan eh. Kasi yun yung hallmark ng isang brand na paano ka makapag-scale eh. Aside from recruiting experts na nabanggit kanina ni Zark, no, building a great team, pag walang sistema, walang standards, may hirapan kang mag-scale eh. So yun yung mga gusto ko idagdag sa puntos na yun.
Yun. So, actually, we're on the latter part na, pero parang feeling ko 10 minutes pa lang tayo nag-uusap lahat. Pero naka 1 hour na pala tayo. So, last 2 questions ako. Ano yung advice na mabibigay nyo doon sa mga aspiring entrepreneurs natin who are starting out and looking up to having their business scale to 60 plus stores, 40 plus stores in major malls, ano yung mga advice na mabibigay natin? Sige, Coach Z, start tayo with you first.
I think they have to very clear yung ano yung intention nila, why they're doing the business in the first place. Kasi kung maganda yung intention mo, una, maniniwala sa yung mga tao na kapaligid sa iyo. They will give you, they will support you. Pangalawa, of course, very clear din yung ano yung brand, ano yung ano, kung market fit. Doon muna tayo sa market fit, no. Tingnan muna nila kung market o kung andun ba, may need ba ng market yung ino-offer nilang service or product. And that's why very important to listen nga eh. Kasi kung may konting adjustment, huwag sila mahiya to tweak. Kasi meron iba na talagang, hindi, ito yung gusto ko, ito lang yung gagawin ko. Huwag silang, always listen to the market and to the people surrounds you. And of course, it's very important. Create, pag nakuha mo na yung market fit na yun, that's very important ngayon to dahan-dahan, to plan, to set up the system kung paano ka mag-scale. Kasi may iba nagmamadali set up ako, hindi, ganito gagawin natin dyan, mag-open tayo, ganito karami number of stores. Very important sa simula pa lang, i-adapt mo na, i-tweak mo na habang pwede pa. And kasi pag once you 3, 4, 5 branches, mas costly pag mag-work ka backwards, mas marami kang tatrabahuin sa finance, sa branding, mas magastos. So sa early stages pa lang, always listen to your customers, to your people, and then sabi nga ni Sir Romel, ano yung DNA ng brand, huwag kayong maliligaw. Very important yung mission, vision. Ito simple mission, vision. That's the DNA of the brand. Yan yung guiding. Yan yung mag-guide sa inyo. Lalo pag mag-scale na kayo. And of course, yung discipline. Very important yung discipline. Kasi pag pumapasok na, of course, yung pag maganda yung, di ba, maganda yung financial performance ng mga first users mo, diyan na nga yung pumapasok. That's what separate actually yung mga nag-grow and sa mga hindi nag-grow kahit na ganda-ganda naman ang negosyo nila. Kasi it will really test your character tsaka yung ano mo kung ano yung pangarap mo once the money pumasok na. Yung discipline mo to scale the business, to put money into the business. I always speaks about yung delayed gratification. Tsaka na yan, unahin mo natin to. So kasi if your goal is really to scale, of course, delayed gratification talaga lahat. Everything will go back into the business. So I think that's very important na to have that discipline. Para ko sa basketball yan stick tayo sa game plan. Stick tayo sa game plan. Diba? Second quarter, sige, dahan-dahan. Hindi shortcut. Hindi tayo shortcut na tatambakan natin kagad. Pag lamang na yung kalaban, give up na tayo. So always stick to the game plan kung naniniwala tayo dun sa game plan na nabuo ng team natin kasi may kanya-kanyang roles yan. And eventually, just stick to the game plan and believe in your team and then, dahan-dahan. Mananalo din yan.
Thank you, Coach Z. Coach Rom, ano ang ating mga advice na mabibigay sa ating mga aspiring entrepreneurs?
I think yung yung mas professional na approach, although it starts as a passion, as a dream, you have to always use a paper and pen, in this case, a laptop, in these modern times. But, put a structure to it, use a framework. Ako, ang framework na ginagamit natin, I share this to as many people as I can, yung P2R, understand your purpose. Sabi nga ni Sir kanina, ano intention mo? Diba? Is it positive? Is it negative? Babangon ako, tudurugin kita o yung talagang gusto mong mag-share sa ibang tao, no? You know your center. Alam mo yung kung ano yung core mo, yung core beliefs mo, and yun yung purpose mo, no? Yung why ng negosyo. And then the second letter would be yung vision, no? And Zark ako na-inspire ako kay Zark. If there's one person na who I really got to be friends with, na malinaw ang vision, si Zark. Yan yung natutunan ko sa kanya. No? Always talk about your vision, clarify your vision. It's something that should excite you when you close your eyes. Saan ka pupunta? Kanina, bakit mo ginagawa? Pangalawa, saan ka ba pupunta? And you should set timelines, milestones clearly. In 3 years, in 5 years, anong vision? No? And then, you will attract people who will be, excited to join you in that vision. Parang bus yan, no? May nilagay kang billboard kung saan pupunta. Alam ng tao kung sasakay sila o hindi, no? And then pangatlo, pag alam mo na saan ka pupunta, yung pinakamahalaga, sabi nga ni Zar kanina, what separates the men from the boys, no, is yung, no, yung good to great, no, sinasabi rin ni Jim Collins, yung good to great, is yung ano, no, strategy, no, yung strategy, how, how do you get there? Paano mo mararating yung vision mo? Yung nandiyan yung differentiation, yung values to value proposition mo, yung unique value proposition mo versus other brands, how you will stand competition, yung efficiencies pumapasok na diyan. Paano ka makakarating? And yung pagkuha ng mga eksperto para you can devise the most strategic way of achieving your vision. And then i-detalyihin mo. No, yung strategy should be broken down into the plan. No? Yung plans, ano yung tatlong plano? Yung people plan, yung brand plan, at saka yung business plan. No? And then saka mo ngayon kargahan ng pinaka-importanting pundasyon, no, yung systems and standards. No, yung for anything from recruitment to people development or training, as other companies would call it, operational standards, no, hindi operational manual, no. Yung manual is the actual physical thing, but it's more important is the operational systems, no. And then you have your performance management systems, and then yung compensation, benefits, rewards, and recognition system. Kasi pag pinagsama-sama mo yung system at saka yung standard, it actually encapsulates your culture. Ano ba yung kulturang gusto mong maging dyan sa organisasyon mo, no, magkaroon, no, yung culture, no? Pinag-uusapan parati yan ni Peter Drucker, di ba? Culture eats strategy for breakfast. Ibig sabihin, no, ano yung kultura? Is it a high performance culture? Is it a culture of accountability? Is it a culture of, all of these things, no? Maganda pag nasimulan mo yung negosyo, nabanggit niya kanina, do it right, no? P2R yung structure. Pag nalagyan mo systems and standards, madali na yung susunod kasi yun yung action and then yung results, no? So, yung results will wrap it up by saying, ito yung magiging resulta. Yung results at saka yung vision, ano yan eh. Yan yung binabangga mo. Yun yung nire-reconcile mo sa huli. No? What's in it for the stakeholders? Diba? Anong mangyayari sa people? Anong mangyayari sa brand? Anong mangyayari sa business? So, I think yun yung mga bagay. Now, with regards to personal values na tape, ako 5 lang. No? Number 1 is the attitude of gratitude. Number 2 is your clear purpose and why sa buhay. Your motivation, hindi ka pwedeng i-motivate ng ibang tao. Ikaw lang makakapag-motivate sa sarili mo. Number 3 is the discipline. It will come after 1 and 2. And then pag may disiplina ka na, you can say that you're committed to excel o yung commitment to excellence. And lastly, yung sense of accountability. Huwag kang magtuturo. No, sa negosyo, walang maidudulot na buti sa'yo pag nagtuturo ka sa external factors, internal factors, no? Kung ano-anong factors, no? Tingnan mo yung sarili mo. Running a business requires the highest level of self-awareness and more importantly, the highest level of accountability.
Maraming salamat, Coach Rom, sa ating hitik na sagot at malamang sagot. So, like I said, ang bilis ng oras. So, yung next question na lang natin is anything that you want to tell or anything you want to say to our classmates, any future plans, any parting words talaga, or anything that you want to share to the classroom tonight. Sige, Coach Z.
Of course, happy anniversary, 15th anniversary sa lahat ng Zarkada, sa lahat ng Zarkers, sa lahat ng sumuporta sa Zark's Burgers. And busy sila ngayon. 15 pesos yan every Tuesday. And of course, salamat din sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa iba nating mga pinagkakabalahan. Masa. No? Masa, we have a few branches sa Manila, BGC, TAF, BF. Of course, La Union galing to. And we have in El Nido, Raysa Chicken, yung Dalong La Union. Pinaplug ko lang, okay lang ba? Baguio and Hang. And of course, maraming salamat sa lahat ng naging parte ng Zark's Burgers, from players, dami ko nakikita eh. And even vlogger, si Richie, si Richie, PPS Eater, isa to sa unang mga nagsulat sa amin. Very thankful ako dito. And lahat sa mga players, ang dami ko nakikita bumabate. Mga players na miss ko na sumali sa liga. Andyan sila lahat, mga classmate ko. Yung dating si Jagger, nagpapahiram daw sa ng papel dati. So, salamat. So, siguro, na lang, last takeaway na lang, no? Key points na lang before tapos ang gabing to. Siguro sa journey ng Zark's, pinaka natutunan ko sa lahat. At siguro ma-advise ko sa mga nag-aspire to be an entrepreneur. Basta be a lifelong learner. Isa yun, if you read books, ang dami na ngayon mga sa YouTube, makinig sila. Daming mga platforms, di ba, kung gusto talaga nila matuto. Pangalawa, learn to embrace change, di ba? Kasi iba yung 15 years. Kung hindi ko in-embrace yung change 15 years ago, I'm not sure. Pwedeng few stores lang kami, pwedeng mas malaki pa, pwedeng, di ba, pwedeng nag-fail. Of course, we always learn to embrace change. We listen to the market, we listen to the customers, we listen to our people. And pangatlo is save, invest, and share. You need to put back in the business, to reinvest in the business. And of course, wag na kalimutan mag-share. And pangapat is don't take relationships for granted. No, lahat ng mga tumulong sa atin on the way kung paano tayo nakarating dito. Of course, very important yan sa growth natin kung nasaan tayo ngayon. And huli, of course, don't take ourselves too seriously. Kasi very important is to have fun. To have fun, yung enjoy natin yung journey. Okay, lang. Thank you. Ay, naka.
Thank you, Coach Z, and maraming salamat for your time tonight. It's always a pleasure to have you in the show. Sige, Coach Rom.
Well, dudugtungan ko lang yung mga nagsusulat sa notebook na dapat in-screen grab nyo, no? It's like coming from somebody who has really phenomenally succeeded in the industry, and he's very, as you can see, he's part of the advocacy. It means that he wants to share his learning as a coach, as a mentor, no? Very young, but I look up to him. Thank you very much, brother, for being here, no? For volunteering your time. And of course, yung 15 years na nagkasama tayo na, within that span, 3 to 4 years na closely working together, and up to now, yung friendship. No? I truly agree. Do not take relationships for granted. No? Yung attitude of gratitude is always a hallmark of somebody who will continue to grow and develop. Sabi kanina rito sa mga greetings, yung sana all mag-grow. Well, yun yung isa sa mga sekreto, no? Just to value relationships. Don't burn bridges. Continue to grow and develop, and more importantly, nurture, yung mga relationships with the right people. Siguro doon ko isi-segue yung focusing on what really matters, which has been the mantra of Buffalo Wings and Things from day one. No? Focusing on what really matters, being where it matters, when it matters, with who really matters, doing what really matters. No, hindi lahat ng bagay kailangan nating gawin. Hindi lahat ng tao kailangan nating kaibiganin. But it's a matter of understanding, what your focus should be at ano yung mahalaga sa iyo based on your values, no? Pasensya na paulit-ulit yung values to value, but yan yung pinakamalaking life lesson ko, no? You translate your personal growth in terms of your values, whether it's about your character, your competence, no? And you translate it to something of value not only to yourself but to add value to the society, to others, and to your family first of all, no? So with that, gusto kong magpasalamat sa 15 years ng mga active brand loyalists ng Buffalo Wings and Things. Magpapasalamat ako siyempre kay Ed, kay Sunny, Chef Sunny, no? At sa lahat ng mga nakasama natin, nakatuwang natin sa negosyo through the years, mga suppliers, mga empleyado, no? Yung mga iba nag-grow na, naglumipat na, pero they still, they still were part of the 15 years. And of course, last year we transitioned into another company that will grow. 2 other brands, yung G2G Allspice Eatery, shout out kay Jan and Max Lee, yung ating shareholders from San Francisco. We're bringing in Rangoon Ruby and a Burmese cuisine restaurant, and Dickie's Barbecue Pit from Dallas, Texas. Soon to open po yan within this year. And we're starting to grow again as yung Buffalo Wings and Things. We're now 37 stores, but we're opening, I think, 6 or 7 stores this year. So maraming salamat po sa pagtangkilik sa mga taong tumutulong, at hindi ko kayo mababanggit lahat. At syempre pa yung mga pamilya ng bawat empleyado. Behind each employee is a family that supports them. So, and lastly, pinaka-importante, as I always say, it's all from God, all for God. So, thank you, Lord, sa lahat ng mga blessings, sa lahat ng taong nakilala ko throughout the journey.
Maraming salamat, Coach Rom. So again, maraming salamat sa ating guest tonight, and congratulations to Zark's Burger and congratulations to Buffalo Wings and Things. 15 years is really amazing, di ba, for a homegrown brand to scale up and celebrate their 15 years. And maraming salamat sa ating mga classmates. Punong-puno ang ating classroom tonight, 'di ba? Meron tayong konting kulitan and nagkaroon pa tayo ng Q&A portion natin. So maraming salamat sa lahat, and always please don't forget to coach and share this to your friends and families who will find this helpful for their entrepreneur journey.
Thank you po. Maraming salamat. Thank you, Chris. Thank you,
Thank
Zar.
you, thank you.
Thank you.